Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheyenne and I like to use this channel to kind of talk about my communications degree, which I loved, but also how I use the concepts from my communication degree to understand like human interactions even today, whether that's face-to-face interactions or like interactions through technology, and then how all of those interactions build up into like a culture in society. So I've been making comm videos for like a couple years now, and a common thread that I find in my videos is that people have insecurities about taking a communications degree because it's not very common, and like when you tell people you're doing a comms degree, nobody really knows what that means. In my communication videos that I've done so far, I try to talk about like what a communications degree is for, what you learn in it, what the possibilities are after school when you have a degree like this. But ever since I've come across this person, I don't like know them personally, I just think their story is very encouraging. I just found like this is like a really good example of how you can use a comm degree in the world of business today without having to like go to business school or like know math or anything like that. So I'm gonna use this video to show you how this person who graduated with a communications degree went on to build 4 multi-million-dollar companies. So before I reveal who this person is, I kind of want to explain how I came across them, because I did an entire communications degree and never heard about this person. I still like read about communications theories and concepts and like articles and blogs and whatever. Still haven't heard about this person. So how I found out about this person: my sister wants to be a serial entrepreneur, and so she found this company or like online resource that sells like entrepreneurial workshops online, like courses. So it was really expensive and she couldn't pay for all of it, so I told her I'd spot her and then like I would just split the cost with her, because I kind of was like interested to see how this company was like selling marketing courses for people who were not marketing majors, because I also did a marketing certificate, so I thought it was interesting like they were gonna like, you know, try to like teach you marketing concepts as if it was like not hard. That's why I split it with her. So we paid for the course. I'm going through different modules. They get to like the branding part of starting a new business. So this person, they're going through their module of branding. They're talking about creating a brand document that you can give to a designer to help them like make your logo or your like creative images for your website, your social media project, like using this brand guide as a base for all of those things. So the more they went through explaining their brand document, I was just like taking it in what they were saying, and it just kind of seemed very obvious that they had some sort of knowledge of semiotics. Like the way they were talking about branding and using colors and images together and combining them to create like a strong brand presence, like just reeked of semiotics to me. So I just looked them up on Instagram, and lo and behold, they took a communications degree. So the person that did this communications degree and became a multi-millionaire is Greta Von Riel. So she's Australian, she did her comms degree at the University of Melbourne, and as the story goes, she was 22 years old, she only had $24 in her bank account. She came up with her first company, Skinny Me Tea. It's basically detox tea. So she was like apparently just interested in teas and creating them herself, and then as she would create them, she would share them with her friends. And then one day while she was just lying in bed, like the name Tea Talks came up in her head, as in like tea detox. So the next day she created a Shopify account, and within 6 months she was already making $600,000 a month. She did make a lot of mistakes with this company, of like inventory mistakes, distribution mistakes. She was selling like a product that's being consumed by the human body, and so there's certain regulations that she didn't take into consideration from the jump, had to deal with afterwards. Regardless, still very successful on her first go. Then she created a second company with somebody else as a business partner called The Fifth, and essentially they would sell watches on the 5th of every month for only 5 days, you know, creating scarcity in a way. And they had a mailing list of over 70,000 people before they even sold a single watch. So she had already like created an audience and a consumer base of people that wanted her product before she even went to market. The way that they marketed this product on Instagram was that they would take pictures of the watch in like lifestyle photos with like outfits and background and scenery, instead of just taking pictures of just the watch. So again, like selling a persona instead of just selling a product. The third company that she started is called Drop Bottle. She basically took her Skinny Me Tea audience and sold them a fruit-infused water bottle. This water bottle eventually got onto Oprah's like Christmas wish list, so obviously it would just like skyrocket after that. And then the fourth company that she created is a way for like brands to connect with influencers. Obviously it takes a lot of time for a brand to find an influencer that matches their like brand persona, and so she created this platform that like makes it easier for them to interact. So I want to talk about how I knew to look into her background and see if she had done a comms degree. Basically, I was going through this branding module with her course that she has on Founder, and the way she was explaining the using brand colors and images in your branding document just like made me think of semiotics. And I was like, the way she's explaining it, like sure, some people might just have like a natural gift for marketing and branding, but like to me, the way she said things made me think that she used semiotics. And it was actually this clip specifically where I was like, no, she knows semiotics.
So the more that you're able to tie the choices that you make and your brand look and feel back into your overall brand strategy and brand values in particular, the more that you're able to have your customer kind of relate the two together. You want to create, I guess, just like a single entity between your brand look and feel and your brand strategy. So you want them to speak to each other.
That statement, have the customer relate the two together, she's talking about creating meaning, which is basically what semiotics is. Semiotics to communication studies is basically like water to the earth. Like if you don't have it, nothing else can be built on top of it. So the founder of semiotics is Fernando Saussure, and basically he took like objects in the world that he called signs and he broke it into two parts. So you have the signifier, which is like the actual object, and then you have the signified, which is like the concept that we have of the object in our head, and together they make a sign. The easiest way I can explain semiotics is just that like different objects or concepts have different meanings in different cultures, and like being able to understand how that meaning is constructed allows you to create different meanings along the way. So like a really good example is colors. In Western culture, the color white is used for purity, whereas in Asian culture, it has like connotations of death with it. Semiotics is basically the foundation of representation theory, which like also is a really big part of communications degree. But in this world today, understanding semiotics and understanding representation allows you to create meanings for companies, for their brands. And so when she's going through this branding module, if you just like go on her Instagram and look at her photos, she talked about how for Drop Bottle, she had this really strong message of being eco-friendly because, you know, it's a water bottle that you don't throw out, you keep reusing it. And because it was like a fruit infused water bottle, she wanted to like, you know, have that skinny me tea or detox like theme with these images. So just even in this image that I'm gonna use as an example, so you have the drop bottle, you have the water bottle, you have some wood, and you have some fruit. So essentially, like just looking at it without even knowing what this product is, you can tell that it's clearly a water bottle, has drop bottle, you can see that it's reusable, and they have like wood behind it. So it kind of gives like connotations of nature, you know, like water bottles are like, you know, not eco-friendly, but if you have like this water bottle that you can clearly reuse, and like the wood, it kind of tells you, oh, like this is an eco-friendly product. She has like fruit, some of it's cut open, some of it's whole. She has like cucumbers and fruit, so that kind of tells me like, you know, it's not just like tasty water, it's kind of like water that has meaning to it, almost like it's gonna hydrate you more, or it's gonna have like added like probiotics or whatever the hell water has these days. And then this like packet, it says tea, but like it just looks like something you would add like, you know, more health benefits to your water. So just from looking at this image, like I look at the image, I see the bottle, I see the wood, I see the fruits, I see this packet, and I see drop bottle. So from like, without even knowing what this product is, I can tell that it's a reusable water, but that's gonna make me healthy. And if as a consumer that message resonates with me, then I would be interested in learning more about the product. And that's what she's talking about with branding. Like you wanna pull in these signs that already exist in the culture, add them to your product so that people will either relate to it or not relate to it, and that's how you get in touch with your target audience. So I'll be honest with you guys, I had the idea of making this video a really long time ago, but I couldn't figure out how to finish it. Like I wanted to give you practical advice to like go forth in the world knowing this information that like, you know, a communications degree is useful. But yeah, I just didn't like have like that example to give you until I saw this absolutely ridiculous / genius commercial by Lysol. So I just want to like show it to you guys, and then I'll explain how this relates to Greta and our communications degree.
2 households, 2 sick kids, 2 loads of snot-covered laundry. Both will be washed with detergent, but only one will be sanitized.
Wait, what?
Make the wash work harder. Protection. Because adding Lysol laundry sanitizer to your wash kills 99.9% of illness-causing bacteria. Detergent alone can't.
Why can't hers be sanitized too? Aw, thank you.
Clean is good. Sanitized is better. Lysol, what it takes to protect.
So essentially, Lysol has this like laundry sanitizer detergent thingy addition that you can add to your washing machine. Like on surface level, it makes no sense, but the commercials that they've created for this product during COVID makes it make sense. So this is what I'm talking about, like using semiotics to like market a product. Like laundry detergent is laundry, like it cleans your clothes. There's never been a problem with laundry detergent, but now Lysol's trying to tell you like your laundry detergent is not sufficient and you need to add like bacteria killing Lysol to your laundry detergent or you're gonna keep getting COVID from your clothes. If I had COVID on my hands and then I washed it to happy birthday and they're saying that's sufficient to like get rid of COVID from my hands, then like clearly a 40-minute wash cycle is sufficient to kill any COVID that might be on your clothes that didn't already die because like it doesn't survive on clothes. Okay, so Lysol trying to say your laundry detergent is not sufficient to kill COVID, you need to add bacteria killing like enhancers to your laundry detergent is like a ridiculous claim. It's ridiculous. But because they're adding these images of like people taking COVID precautions or like kids getting sick, they're like, it's almost like, oh my God, like maybe my laundry detergent isn't enough. Like maybe if I add Lysol, then I'll know for sure that like my laundry detergent and my clothes are not gonna make my kids sick. I'm not gonna bring COVID home to my kids, yada, yada, yada. If Lysol was just to make a commercial with laundry sanitizer and try to sell that on its own, it would be a waste of money. Like nobody would believe that. But they're adding images of COVID, of like, you know, rolling up your sleeves to not touch things and surfaces, to like add this like extra meaning and connotations to like the possibility of your clothes having COVID, the possibility of your laundry detergent not being sufficient, and then presenting Lysol as the solution to these fears that they just created in you because of the like added meaning and images that they added to their commercials. So this is the power of semiotics. Like you can literally like add signs to an existing sign to give it more meaning. Lysol doesn't even mention COVID explicitly. They have this like small, super tiny disclaimer that says Lysol laundry and sanitizer can like kill the COVID bacteria or whatever, but they're not like outwardly saying that as if laundry detergent isn't sufficient, because it is. But that's the power of semiotics, where like you don't even need words, the images speak for themselves. So I hope that my example was a good way of wrapping this up for you guys. Obviously communications degree is a great choice. It is relevant. You can make money with it. You will find a job. This is just one way that you can do it. I'm not saying if you do a communications degree, you're gonna end up like a multi-millionaire like Greta. Like there's a lot of things that go on behind that. You do need business concepts, obviously, to run a business successfully. But one of the real values of a communications degree is understanding how to create images and meaning that like get people to buy things, essentially. The thing about late consumerism is that you can't just sell a product based on its features anymore. Like millennials, Gen Z, they wanna buy products that they feel represent something about them or match their values. And so a brand now has to like have their products be representative of values or be representative of a type of lifestyle, a persona. So what this means for companies, especially companies that sell consumer products, is that they now have to imbue these inanimate objects with like lifestyle and persona and values that they don't naturally come with. Obviously it's an inanimate object, but essentially like they have to attach their target market's personas and values and lifestyle to their products in order for it to sell. And the only way that you can do that is by using semiotics. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. Let me know in the comment sections if this makes sense to you, this use of semiotics, and where you also see semiotics in the world. And I will be back with more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.